Was when I heard that Ann was in the hospital, Margaret and I went to the hospital. We thought we were going to go on a certain day, and things kept happening, so we put it off, and we finally said, we've got to go this morning. So we went, and the nurse said that Ann had moved out of ICU into a quote-unquote just a regular room at the hospital. And the nurse told us, this is good news. So we went to the area where Ann was, and the nurse was very quiet, and she said, I'm sorry to say that Ann has passed. So Margaret and I went to Ann's room, and we were there in the hiatus between family just leaving, and no one else was there, and Ann had died. And Margaret and I sat next to Ann, and we prayed with her. My wife Margaret is an Episcopal priest, and she was Ann's priest at Grace Church for many years. So we prayed, and I just felt such a close connection with her. Having passed, I felt as if she were still there, and there was no difference between life and death. There was just a seamless presence. And I touched her head and prayed with her. And then that night, about 3 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep, and I woke up wondering, who is this woman for me? She's affected me more deeply than I knew. And I couldn't sleep for about 2 hours. I just kept thinking all the things, the stewardship visits that we had done on Kestrel Land Trust properties and so on. And I finally fell asleep about 5 o'clock, and I had a dream. In this dream, I was returning to northern Wisconsin, where I had grown up, and my mother had died in 1980 of cancer. And in this dream, I was coming to my mother's door, and my mother greeted me, and she said she called me Bobby when I was a little boy. She said, "Oh, Bobby, it's so wonderful to see you." And we hugged and danced like a waltz, and right at the door. And oh, I love you. I haven't seen you for so long. And I woke up in tears, like, oh my God, my mother. She was really there. And the first thought that came to me was, Ann, you did this. That Ann was just on the other side of that door between life and death. And Ann wanted me to meet my mother and to say hi to her again, and affirm our love for each other. So I'm so grateful to Ann. She changed my life. And thank you.